Unfortunately, the Democratic leader has put forth an amendment to turn that bipartisan resolution into a partisan resolution. Specifically, the Democratic leader wants to add a statement that Justice Ginsburg's position should not be filled until a new president is installed, purportedly based on a comment Justice Ginsburg made to family members shortly before she passed. That, of course, is not the standard. Under the Constitution, members of the judiciary do not appoint their own successors. No Article III judge has the authority to appoint his or her own successor. Rather, judicial nominations are made by the President of the United States, and confirmations are made by this body, the United States Senate. I would note that Justice Ginsburg was someone whom I knew personally. I argued 9 times before Justice Ginsburg in the Supreme Court. She led an extraordinary life. She was one of the finest Supreme Court litigators to have ever practiced. And she served 27 years on the court, leaving a profound legacy. Justice Ginsburg understood full well that the position being put forth by the Democratic leader is not the law and is not the Constitution. Indeed, I will quote what Justice Ginsburg said just 4 years ago, reported in the Washington Post on September 7th, 2016. Justice Ginsburg is reported to have said, quote, "The president is elected for 4 years, not 3 years. So the power he has in year 3 continues into year 4. Maybe members of the Senate will wake up and appreciate that that's how it should be." Now, of course, when Justice Ginsburg said that, that was when President Obama had made the nomination of Merrick Garland to the Supreme Court, and the Senate declined to consider that nomination. And without even a hint of irony, every Democrat who is now screaming from the ramparts that we cannot consider a vacancy on the court during this election year was screaming equally loud from the ramparts that we must consider a nomination during a presidential election year just 4 years ago. Joe Biden vociferously called for the Senate to consider that nomination. Barack Obama called for the Senate to consider that nomination. Hillary Clinton called for the Senate to consider that nomination. The Democratic leader said the Senate was not doing its job if we didn't consider that nomination.
The American people deserve a fully staffed Supreme Court of 9.
The president nominates, and then the Senate advises and consents or not, but they go forward with the process.
The American people expect Judge Garland, the president's nominee, to be given a fair hearing and a timely vote in the Senate. The Senate should do their job.
Every day that goes by without a 9th justice is another day the American people's business is not getting done.
When the Constitution is 100% clear, the President of the United States has the right to nominate someone to be a justice of the Supreme Court. Senate's function is to hold hearings and to vote.
To my knowledge, every Democratic member of this body likewise decried the decision not to take up that nomination and insisted the Senate was not doing its job. Well, today, obviously, the situation has changed, where all of those Democratic members who demanded the Senate take up a nomination to the Supreme Court are now demanding the Senate not take up a nomination to the Supreme Court. Now, to be sure, the Republican majority that declined to consider that nomination is now going to take up President Trump's nomination to this vacancy, but I would note the circumstances are markedly different, and history and more than 2 centuries of precedent is on the side of what this Senate will do. The question of whether a president should nominate a Supreme Court justice to fill a vacancy that occurred in a presidential election year has occurred 29 times in our nation's history. This is not new. 29 times. Of those 29 times, presidents of both parties, Democrats and Republicans, have nominated justices 29 times. Every single time there's been a vacancy in a presidential election year, a president has nominated a justice to that vacancy.